Imagine a perfect world where you can build a restaurant, open the doors, and make loads of money. Unfortunately, those days are over. It takes great leadership, hard work, and long hours to operate a successful restaurant. Together, we can make it happen. This is Restauranttopia.
All right, welcome back to Restauranttopia. We got another exciting episode as always. Is there episodes we do that aren't exciting?
No, they're all pretty damn exciting.
I've never witnessed one, but anyhow, we're here.
No,
we're back in the lab to deliver some truth bombs to your face.
Whoa! I like this. Is that the Italian pronunciation of face?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Face.
So the normal gang of criminals here. We got Brian Seitz, Anthony Hamilton, myself, Dave Ross, and we're here talking about traditional marketing for your restaurant. Brian's put in a ton of legwork here and push-ups, as he says, to bring you some great information. So I'm going to let him let her rip.
Thank you, Dave. I appreciate it. We're here in the Hillcrest Food Service Studios. If you can tell, we got new microphones, so I hope everyone enjoys those. The lapel pin mics that we had before were not as good. So let's get into this. There's so much out there on marketing, that things that you can implement, especially now at, social media is all the rage. You can do geofencing and geofarming and pay-per-click campaigns. There's so much stuff out there that you can do, and we'll get into that. We'll do episodes on each one of those little niche areas, but I want to talk about today some old school things that you can kind of do that are effective, and people are kind of missing the mark. They're trying to be on Facebook all the time and send money to Mark Zuckerberg, and they're trying to be on Instagram and be Instagram famous, and they're trying to, like one of our episodes, which was amazing, they're trying to be on LinkedIn. You got 2 followers, you got to put in the work, you got to do the time. This is a more traditional way to make sure that people hear your message, know that you're open, and come into your door. Let's hit it. Let's talk about it. Traditional marketing for your restaurant.
So would you argue that this stuff's coming back around, like in vogue? It's kind of like bell bottoms, where it's like cool and then it fades out, and then everybody's going to the digital platform, and now it's time to bring back the organic, like face-to-face connection? Or
Great question. I think it's noise. So there's noise on other platforms where your mailbox used to be filled with 75 free offers, your traditional mailbox, USPS. Now you get something in the mail, and I think it resonates more than it did maybe even 3 or 4 years ago.
I think it's the difference between the new sexy thing and block and tackle. Like, there's certain things in marketing that, listen, you got to have a website. Like, you got to have, and yeah, it's going to change. Things are going to change, and billboards maybe aren't as effective as they used to be, and radio advertising, terrestrial radio advertising may not be as effective. But the block and tackle of some of the things that you're going to go over today, I think that's grassroots marketing that really is always going to resonate.
I think so. And the underlying theme of this episode, in addition to marketing, is appreciation, gratitude, loyalty, and really showing the customer that you love them. And I know we talk a lot about love. You can call me sappy, but it's something that it's an emotion.
What's up, sappy?
Well, thank you. It's an emotion that I really believe in, because if you care about somebody, you're going to always do the right thing for them. So let's go right into it. This one to me seems like a no-brainer, but let people know that you're open. We are in the midst of a pandemic. I've heard this from 3 operators, and they keep telling me, I was told this week that people didn't even know I was open. Well, it's because some restaurants are not open yet.
This is like, sir, do you have your computer on?
Yeah, no. Is it plugged into the wall?
Right.
No, it is basic, but you're like, okay, do you have the sign in your window? This is open and it's flashing.
Correct. I mean, and there's other two
that could be important.
And you got to remind people, put in the yard signs that that say order here, order online. There's the flags. I ordered one as a gift to one of our customers this week. Let people know that you're open. You can get the 10-foot open signs for $50.
The inflatable, what is it? The wacky inflatable
arm
guy.
Flailing 2-bar man. Yeah.
No, right?
He's a sweet dancer, by the way.
But that's something that you can get that, in my mind, is so simple, and you can up your game and put your website on it, or a QR code, or those sorts of things, or use one of those A-frame stands. But at the end of the day, it just needs to be something that is able to catch people's eye and remind them you're there, and more importantly, that you're open. There's the traditional stuff that you can do with just the open sign and let people know that you're open. But, I think you got to get a little bit more granular. And one of the things that I've done in my business that I find effective and people really seem to appreciate is sending gift baskets. I know, like high tech, Very high tech.
This reminds me of that episode of The Office.
I know, but people for some reason.
I love gift baskets. Full disclosure, but there was an amazing episode about gift baskets. I think if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's awesome.
I'm very familiar, and I'm putting the link in the show notes. There's something about 4 bottles of wine, a gift card, and a handwritten thank you note that it really resonates with people. You don't have to throw an iPad in there, but it really resonates with people.
So you're saying that, okay, so in order to give a gift basket to one of your loyal customers, you'd actually have to know your customers, correct?
That would help. Yes, like just putting it out by the to-go window.
Do you drop it off on their front porch, or do you like, how does that, like, walk me through?
You can do it a number of ways. You can have delivery. You can just have one of your runners run over there and say, hey, and call ahead, and you can know when they come in next, full service, and they have reservations. You can do that. You could email them. You could have your GM call them. I mean, I'm going to go crazy here. Actually pick up a telephone and make a phone call. I don't know why this is so foreign. You didn't win a gift basket. This isn't a freebie. This is a gift from me to you because I appreciate your friendship and your loyalty to my business.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. I don't know if I've ever seen that done.
Do you normally put iPads
in the restaurant realm? I'm saying, like, I don't think I've ever seen this done.
I've seen gifts to customers, but not like huge gifts. Maybe sometimes some tickets or something, depending if they're like really in. But it's kind of next level stuff, man.
No, and if the person's a golfer, like I don't know, put a little slideshow in the show notes of stuff that I do. But if the person's a golfer, they're getting a ton of golf stuff.
Also, you mean you actually have to know what they like too?
Oh, that is key. I have to know their name.
This sounds like you should have a connection with your customers. Is what it sounds like. I think we're going down like.
No, correct. Yeah, if they hate gin, I wouldn't put the world tour of gins in the gift basket. That's
that's when it backfires.
Well, unless you're really good friends, because that could be funny.
Yeah,
but
if you really like gin,
you
give them that.
That's awesome. We talked about this in the big infrastructure and huge advantage episode where we talked about your reservation system and how you can keep customer profiles in there. And I think this is exactly why you need that to execute Brian's grand vision here.
You have a supplier of liquor, beer, wine. You can get good deals on stuff. You can really give someone something of value, and it doesn't have to cost you a ton of money. Glassware, those sorts of things that you can put in a gift basket. And you'll see some in the ones that I do. It doesn't have to be a ton of money, and you're not doing this 100 times a year. It's really something to connect with people, and I think it resonates, and they're also going to tell their friends about it.
I tell you, if a restaurant owner I knew did that based on me being a loyal customer, oh my God. I mean, my loyalty's going 10x.
Shit, if you buy me a drink, I'm singing your praises, let alone like a full gift. Like, my God.
Correct, yeah.
Blow my mind.
And I think that's, something that, people kind of miss. At the end of the day, these are relationships. Treat them as such. My next one is thinking outside the box. I'm going to give a shout out to a friend of ours, John Rudy at the Magic Tree Pub and Eatery in Youngstown. I saw this on Facebook. It was so cool. On the golf balls he gives away, it says, bring back for a free drink.
So I'm going to go to the golf courses in Youngstown and look for the shanks, get a bucket and go get plowed.
Where is he putting the golf balls?
He's just using them, I'm assuming. And
that's awesome.
And when he puts one in the rough and someone else finds it, they're like, how cool is that?
or just some randomly drop out of his pocket as he's walking.
No, that's cool. I love that.
No,
it's almost like a scavenger hunt now.
No, so I thought that was really good, just kind of thinking outside the box and understanding there's different levels of this, and it can be something simple, it can be something kind of new. It doesn't have to be a newspaper ad in the New York Times. That's probably not going to reach your target audience.
No, that's a cool idea. I like that.
My next one here is be part of your community. This one I think is lost on people. Either they're opening up a restaurant, if it's a second location in a community that they're not familiar with, make sure you make sure that you're familiar with that community. Get to know the people. Interact with the local organizations, the soccer leagues, the baseball teams, the PTA. Those are going to be your customer base. So if you have a general manager who's running this unit, let them know that they need to be interacting with these groups so that you're the local independent restaurant of choice and that these people are coming there after the events, before the ball games, those sorts of things.
Yeah, for sure. And I think some of the best operators I know are doing that in spades. They're part of they're in the Chamber of Commerce. They're doing all those things that make them a part of the community. And then that's how you develop regulars. That's how people, they want to know, they're coming in and they've got a connection with the owner and seeing him around and they know he's part of the community. It makes it so easy to have regular business.
Yeah, and almost every community has some sort of taste of or some sort of charitable event you can get involved in where you can not only showcase your food but interact with customers one-on-one of all varying levels of status in the community.
Yeah, and I think some of that stuff is it's almost assumed. So when you have events, it's okay, the guy that's in that city's taste of, is at that event. I think that's more it's not as special as you went out of your way to sponsor teams, or you went out of your way to do these meetings, or went out of your way to, and you took lunch to City Hall, and you to really make sure that the whole community knows where you're at. I feel that's kind of the above and beyond stuff.
I can't disagree with
than
that.
just signing up for the event.
No, I think that's great. Back to kind of some of the what's old is new again. The business card giveaway. I mean, how many times have you guys walked into a restaurant and seen the bucket of
the fish
business
bowl.
cards?
The fishbowl,
yeah.
man. Fishbowl. Yeah.
One, actually, a little hint: give away something to these people who put the cards in there. Don't just scrape their data, but it's going to give you a great opportunity to find out who your customers are if you're not collecting this information already. One, you're going to pick a winner and send them something. Could be a gift basket with a gift card or just a gift card. But second, you're going to look at those customers and then you're going to have the opportunity to reach back out to them. Hey, thank you for coming to our restaurant. We hope you enjoyed it. You put your name in for the drawing. You didn't win. However, if you want to have an opportunity to win a second time, sign up for our mailing list and just to kind of be top of mind. Follow us on social media. We have a loyalty program if you'd like to join. Those are the types of things that I think that you can do with the business cards that are not spammy. You don't want to annoy people. You don't want to offend people. I wouldn't text them the moment that they put their business card in there.
That's a little desperate.
Unsolicited. Yeah, no. And it's just annoying. There's such a fine line when it comes to marketing to being top of mind, engaging with people, and being annoying.
Yeah. Well, you got to bring value for whatever. You have to bring the value. If you're asking them for something, you better come back with strong value and supersedes their efforts for sure.
Well, I go back and I'm like, why can't you give everybody something and then have a winner of something larger? So why can't every business card get 5% off your appetizer order? Something that's maybe not going to break the bank, but shows some value for them to even drop the card in there.
I love that.
Why not?
What about a free weekly newsletter?
I don't know if that's as good as 5% off my chicken wings.
How about both?
Yeah.
Another thing that I see that it's really coming on. That's we did the fishbowl of business cards, but the new digital signage. I think this is so cool. Companies like Samsung have actual digital signage. Now you can go to Best Buy or go on Amazon and get a $300 LTE screen. Not really going to do what you want here. Samsung ones, they have some lower tier ones that are about $600. But the digital signage is such a cool tool, whether it is putting up your menu and you have digital signage as menu boards, and I have some examples of some really cool operators that do it really, really well. Doing that is a way to keep your menu fresh. It's easy to update, but more importantly, there's also areas where you can have repeat messages. You can showcase the food. If you got really good food photography and food video from companies like Eat Local Media, those organizations are able to really put together content that you can use and stream constantly to your customers. And I think that's so important in our age today, is to be able to deliver really good images and videos to our customers.
When I go in a restaurant, you gravitate to screens. You know what I mean? So if I'm, standing somewhere waiting for my carryout order and there's a monitor in front of me rolling whatever you want to promote, I'm probably staring at it.
Yeah.
So I mean, people are going to look.
There's validity to it for sure.
Yeah.
And I got to say, this stuff can be done so easily now with different apps on your phone. You can become Spielberg in 30 seconds by downloading, wait for this, a free app. And I'll put some good apps in the show notes. But these apps can be used to create content that, in my mind, blows me away, that wasn't able to be done 3 or 4 years ago. So if you're able to get good video and good photography, you can edit this stuff together easily yourself and put it on these digital boards. And more importantly, these like the ones from Samsung, they have interfaces and software on them that is already preloaded and set up for this. So they're prepared to be digital signage, not just a TV. This is going to be my pet peeve. You guys can, you can beat up on my point here. The phone system. Do you guys do only online ordering? Do you actually call restaurants?
I actually call more than
I prefer it.
Yeah.
Okay. I call all the time.
Well, because we're old.
Well, I don't want to put my credit card in online if I don't have to. Not that I'm afraid it's going to get stolen. It gets stolen all the time. But I just don't want
Wait. All the time? Like, define all the time. Like,
twice a year. It used to be because I was traveling so much.
Gotcha.
But it's from skimmers and stuff like that.
That's crazy.
No, phone system to me is overlooked all the time. So there's multiple ways to do this. When the person rings, it goes directly to a call center. This may be for a multi-unit chain, and they're able to place the order online right there, and it comes into your restaurant. There's, that's kind of a new way of doing it. There's phone systems where there's maybe 4 or 5 lines, and they all go into a queue. The person is getting a message. They're, getting upsold. They're told how long they're going to be on hold. And then there's just the young server happen to be walking by the phone, picks it up, and goes, "Yeah, what? Carry out? I don't know. Let me see. What's good? I don't know. I'm vegetarian. I don't eat here. Let me get you somebody." Like, that annoys me. That makes me want to cringe. Like, you're running a restaurant. You need to know how many people are calling your restaurant. Who's the point of contact that they're, whether it's catering, whether it's anything. Why do people use Chick-fil-A for their catering versus your local independent? Because they have a system set up where they can call in an order easily. Take the pain out of your phone system. And this is really key. So you want to revisit your phone system.
And just like every aspect of your restaurant, like, experience it from your customer's end.
Oh,
I mean,
great point. Great
how
tip.
about I call and it rings back busy, and I call back again. Like, it's a busy restaurant.
Yeah.
I call again. Like, there's places that I've wanted to order carry out, and it rings busy 10, 12 times before I get through. And if it wasn't for me, like, knowing that operator and wanting to give them my business, like, I'm probably calling somewhere else.
You are. So how many covers are you missing? You don't even know.
You don't even know.
You don't know.
Yeah.
It's funny how often we overlook those basics, how often and we don't control the controllables and things that can make a monumental difference for us. We overlook because, we're chasing down the new tech savvy approach or whatever. We forget about a large demographic who's uncomfortable with technology. I think the phones, you asked me to disagree with you, but I think the phone system is very relevant and very viable still. 20 years from now, I'll disagree with you, but right now, absolutely.
I don't know, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to disagree with you on that.
Wait, you're going to disagree with me after I didn't disagree with you?
I know.
That's not fair. No, it's like a
what it
check
sounds
raise.
like.
It's like a check raise in poker.
Yeah,
I
is.
thought we were peaceful here.
I just check raised you.
Okay.
Google, now when you search a restaurant, they're going to pull up their own little Google called Google Business. So that will have the website address, and it'll have a click here for the phone number. That's what people are clicking on, and that's why there's an increase in traffic to restaurants via phone. You really need to step up your game. The good thing is Google has analytics on that and how many times people are clicking on that and how many times they're calling.
Yeah, that's outstanding stuff.
Revisit your KPIs on your phone system. Train up your people. How are people getting upsold? How are people getting trained? How are people answering the phone? Who's answering the phone? Please, 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 this is my pet peeve. When a customer calls for a takeout order, and that customer, I'm just hypothetically speaking, let's call him Brian, he asks, "What is good here?" Please have an answer for that customer. That is my biggest pet peeve.
And the answer shouldn't be everything.
Oh, no, it is definitely not everything. It is definitely
That's the only thing worse than going,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's
Everything's fantastic.
oh my God, yes. Oh, really? Really? Everything?
Yeah. And you might want to rehearse it a couple times. You might want to actually go through and train somebody on, well, if you enjoy beef, we've got this. If you're a fish person, this is a great appetizer.
100%. It goes to training. Present yourself at this interaction point with the customer amazingly. This should be no different than the server at your table being able to know what today's specials are, being able to upsell good appetizers, being able to interact eloquently with the customer. Those are things that are important.
No, the person answering the phone should have that same knowledge. I agree.
100%. And with technology, it could be someone off-site. You can use, again, I'm not saying you have to have a call center in Cincinnati do it, but you can have routed to a part-time person that you have do this for during rush hours. And there's all sorts of ways to do this.
And then they punch the order online?
Yeah.
Nice.
The next one I have here is loyalty reward program. There are programs out there through your point of sale system or apps that you can sign up for that can provide a loyalty program for your restaurant. But, I'm not really going to get into how to do it, and I'll put some stuff in the show notes on that. But I really want to say they work. The reason I brought this up was because I saw a really cool article in the Harvard Business Review, which I'll put a link in here. Do rewards really create loyalty? It was a great article. And the cool thing in there, this is Dave's point, Dave's pro tip of the year, play the long game. In the article, it basically says it turns a 2-year customer into the loyalty of a 10-year customer. That interaction. So you can fast forward that interaction. If you don't think you're going to be in business for 2 years, don't do this. But if you think you're going to be in business for 10 years, do this now, because it's going to pull everything forward. And that customer is going to be more loyal than you could ever imagine.
So is the expectation that it's expensive up front and then it pays off on the back end? Is that why they're saying you play the long game? Or
no, it's just the work of life. It's just pulling the weeds. It's doing the push-ups. It's just the minutia that we don't do it because it's work. Everything is work. Going out of business is work. Calling a bankruptcy attorney is work. Mm-hmm. Not having enough money to pay your mortgage is work. These are the things that can build you for long-term success.
Those all sound way worse than just putting up a loyalty program. Thanks for painting that picture.
No, and when you're essentially, taking a loyalty of a 10-year customer, like the habits and everything, like I'm sure, knowing this came from Harvard Business Review, they did the research on this. This isn't just.
No, it's a great article. I'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah, no, I'd love to check it out.
Next, we have customer list. This goes back to Dave's point of knowing your customer. I think you should be getting everyone's name, address, phone number, and email address. Now, you don't want to spam people, as we talked about that, but your customer lists are gold, people. I'm so shocked when I go into a business and do some consulting. Show me your email list, show me your customer list, and they're like, oh, we don't collect any of that information. They're interacting with you. You're a local independent restaurant. Typically, they want to interact with you. You're not Big Papa's Pizza national chain that advertises on the Super Bowl. You are the quintessential American business person that they want to deal with. They want to interact with you. And how do you build that relationship? It's by knowing who they are and sending them messages. Again, to Anthony's point, great point, Anthony, value. You have to be providing that value. Not just, hey, wind down Wednesday, but actually providing them value. And I'm not going to belabor the point here because we've gone over it so many times in our past episodes, but keep giving value.
Well, I think the best way to go about that too is becoming more and more popular, even in Constant Contact. You can see it is segmenting your customers, understanding that these 38 people love your cheeseburgers, and these 45 people come in on Tuesday night and always get the fish special. And when you have their needs dialed in like that, you can directly market to that segment of your email list and let them know, hey, just so you know, we know that you love burgers. First of all, they're flattered because you know something about them.
Yep.
And then we have something coming down the chute for you. We have this burger special coming out. It's amazing. You have to try it. And they're like, oh my God, that's my favorite burger. I got to come in. They know me so well.
Correct. Yeah.
Right?
And it's burger week. Here you go. And
but not everybody wants to know about that. So, it's spam to some people, but it's gold to other people. So you got to be, tactful and know your people.
No, but I love that. And if you collect a little bit more information, do you know that person's a vegetarian? So we have this, or they have some sort of dietary restriction. We just added gluten-free crust. Like, those are the cool things that I think resonates with people. And the technology is out there that you can segment list and really market to them.
How about birthday phone calls? Sorry, Dave, I was so excited.
No, please.
That's it. I mean, when you can track all that data, something simple, reaching out, hey, happy birthday. Next time we see you, we'll get you a dessert or a drink. Like, shit goes a long way.
Anytime
I like that.
Anytime you're in a business of service, which primarily the restaurant, as a customer, and they know you at some sort of intimate level, whether it is the birthday, the dietary restrictions, the ordering habits. It's like walking into your hole in the wall bar, and the bartender's got your drink on the bar before you sit down.
It's the best.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's a great
it's an
example.
amazing feeling. You know what I mean? So so why not emulate that in your restaurant? Like, you love it as a consumer.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
No, I love that. And to go with that is my next point here, gratitude. I'm big on gratitude. I'm constantly preaching this. I saw this, I don't know, probably for the first part of this year, but I love this trick. So everything is converting over because of the pandemic to go. So you don't get to interact with people as much. The interaction is shorter. And this restaurant in town, Irie Jamaican Kitchen, they put in a very cool, and it's just the size of a business card. On the front, it has a message of gratitude. We sincerely appreciate your business. Thank you for your purchase. We are honored to have a customer like you. I thought that was awesome. And, it had some links to their website and some other stuff on there, some messaging with their logo. On the back, it said, follow us on Facebook or Instagram and sign up for our email list and have a chance to win a $50 gift card. So they had a little QR reader and a QR code, and you could read that with your phone, and boom, it sent you right to this link. So I thought that was a great way to put a message back out to people. They already are your customer. They like you. They're ordered. They're at home. They're getting their takeout for their family. And then there's this additional message to them. And it's not just a message of, come back next week and get this. It's thank you. Thank you, in my mind, is, and I try to teach this to my son all the time, it's so easy to say. You can never say it too much.
There's value in just saying thank you too, to furthering a point earlier. Like that could be your value proposition is that gratitude. So is that company, are they transparent about the winners? Do they show who wins every month? So
yeah, it comes up on their Instagram feed. That's nice. I love that point. I didn't even know that's what they were doing, but you're right. They are transparent about who wins.
You got to.
Yeah, because I follow them, and it shows who's the winner is.
Mm-hmm. I'd get cynical after a while. The value diminishes if I don't see your winner. It's like Publishers Clearinghouse. It's like I always wanted to win that as a kid, but I don't know anybody who won it.
Yeah, they showed
they got
the
videos of the big checks.
Big checks.
Okay. They knocked on Joe's door.
Yeah. That is a great point. That is why they do that.
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me?
My gift basket trick from earlier, this is a little easier, maybe a little harder for some, sending a thank you card. So mine, and you'll see it in the show notes, are pre-printed. They have my name on them. Beautiful picture of Cleveland, Ohio. You can just get stock thank you cards that say thank you on them. Handwrite a note. Now, my handwriting looks like I got my hand caught in a combine. So I type mine out and sign them. All unique. Never use the same one twice. But you can handwrite something to somebody just to say thank you. Thank you for coming in. Hey, I noticed you were here twice last month. Really appreciate it. And then, that I think is probably enough. But if you wanted to, you can say, here's a coupon for 10% off, or, the next time you come in, desserts on us or a glass of wine. Those are things that are there.
I had an experience similar with a local pizza operation. I moved into a new town. At that point of my life, I was physically doing the moving with some friends. You rent the trucks, and then all your buddies come over, and so
for beer and pizza, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So obviously, you're like, hey, help me move, free beer and pizza. Like, So new town, ordered from a local pizza place there, and that was did it once. Pizza was good, or got the move done, everything else. I'm living in this new house, and never ordered from the place again. Not for any reason, just other than just didn't order from them again.
They weren't top of mind.
Exactly. So I get in the mail, probably it was maybe 5 or 6 months after moving in. I get in the mail a letter that says, missed you. And then you open it up and it says, noticed it's been a few months since you've ordered.
I love that.
Here's an offer. You know what I mean? And I was like, that's amazing.
Well, shit.
They had my address. They had my name, from the order. They kept it in a database. And somebody 6 months later sent me a letter. How quickly do you think I ordered pizza?
Yeah. That's...
Yeah, it was awesome.
The ROI on that's got to be huge.
Yeah.
I saw a cool trick similar to that. You move into a new town and people scrape social media, or they get the MLS, not the transaction list. So you immediately say, welcome to the neighborhood. You put a handwritten note. Good. So hey, welcome to the neighborhood. I see that you bought a house, or I see that you moved in, and don't know if you know about us, but we're XYZ Pizza.
Yeah, and I think there's companies out there that do that in larger formats that they have got, because I've got those before. I think when you move in somewhere, you get that stack that's like an inch thick of like all the different advertisements, and it's 100 different places and coupons and stuff. Mm-hmm. But if you just did that on your own, specifically your operation to that person, I think that's way more valuable than flipping through.
Oh, for sure. And I go back to my thank you card thing here. Make it a little handwritten note. Make it personal. So if there's say there's 15, and again, I don't think it's this high. Say there's 15 people that move into, well, it probably is. There's 15 people, 20 people that move in every month. That's a couple hundred customers that you could secure for sure, because they have no other loyalty. It's not like they grew up in the neighborhood and they've been eating, the crappy national chain pizza for the last 10 years. Like, this is something that they just don't know about you yet. You have to introduce yourself. Just like if you were their neighbor, you're going to come over and say, hello, welcome to the neighborhood. Nice to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I noticed you have that nice pool.
Can I sit? No, I think, man, thank you cards are magical for a couple of reasons. A, you took the time out of your day to devote time, something that's in limited supply for all of us. Like, I'm flattered. Also, I can't throw thank you cards away. I have a whole stack of them on my desk. Like, I can't throw them away. So you're always top of mind because I see your stuff all the time. Am I the only one that does that? Can you
No,
throw?
I have thank you cards still pinned up on the wall in my office from years ago.
They're so hard to throw away. Like, I feel so guilty. I'll never do it.
That's why I have mine special printed. I send out so many. Again, and I truly appreciate when someone spends time with me. I know how busy everyone is. If I have a lunch work meeting, especially if they pay, I often enjoy that. But for someone to take an hour out of their day to break bread with me and have lunch and talk about their business, talk about me, and talk about our families, that to me is so important that they were willing to share that time with me. I think to honor that sacrifice or that gift that they gave to me, that I can at least send a thank you card.
Sure.
And you had that meeting, life starts to get away from you and just the minutia of life. You're hitting them again with that message of, hey, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And then, you're again top of mind.
And people are addicted to gratitude. Let's face it. I mean,
I am.
I love it.
I 100%. I start my day with the gratitude list, and that has transformed my life. So I think it's so important. We got one left here. I think this one is so critical. In some past companies I've been at, and a little bit of sales training that I've seen, and just my general curiosity and nature of being a student of business is, wait for it. I know these have been a lot of just highly anticipated, what do you call them when you blow your mind?
Truth bombs?
Truth bombs. Yes, thank you, David. Truth bomb. Last one here today. Ask for the business.
What?
Ask for the business, people.
No,
truly. Ask for the business. So what do I mean by that? You have your customer base. Maybe you did the loyalty program. Maybe you captured some names. You're interacting with people on the reservation system. You're interacting with people over the phone. You are building a rapport. Go back to them and ask them for referrals. Ask for the business. If you have a catering need, I do that. I would like to cater for your business. Can I cater for your business? Ask for the business. I had a friend who was a lawyer. He passed away a few years ago, Bill, and he told me an amazing statistic. He tracked where all his customers came from, and he was old school, so I'm pretty sure it wasn't Instagram. So he goes, I get 90% of my referrals from 3 people.
Wow.
Can you imagine that? So there's people out there like, hey, do you know of a good lawyer? Yes, call Bill. But then there's the 3 people he was talking about. He's like, oh, someone's telling him about a legal issue. And the first thing out of their mouth is, you should call Bill. You need to talk to this guy. You need to talk to him about your problem. That's the type of people that drive traffic to your business and drive traffic to your restaurant. So those are the types of people you want to look at. So imagine in my example here, imagine if Bill didn't have 3 people that referred him cases, but if he had 9.
He should have sent more gift baskets.
Yeah.
He did not send gift baskets. I got
Yeah.
Well, and I heard somebody else talk about the science of referrals.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we don't want to ask people for the business, but another technique that you can do is you can ask them if they know someone. Do you know someone doing a catering? Do you know someone who just moved into town and likes good food? Do you know someone? Now, that answer could be, oh, that's me. I like that. You know what I mean? Or, oh, I need that. You know what I mean? But you're not directly,
I love
there's
that.
kind of like a science to saying like, hey, do you know anybody?
Do you like pie and cake?
Yeah.
Or do you know someone who likes pie and cake?
Right, exactly.
And I put some samples in here as far as what to do when you ask for somebody. If you want to send them a thank you note and ask for the business, I hear this is good, and I think I'll update it with Dave's comment. How did you like our meal and service? Ask them about their experience. I know she's been here a few times in the past 2 months. If you have a friend who has not tried our restaurant, we greatly appreciate referrals. I want to thank you for your business and support. Dessert is on us the next time you come in, or dessert is on us tonight. Like those sorts of things that are, to me, important because you're asking for the business. And then critical. This is so critical, back to my gratitude underlying theme of this episode. If the person comes in, ask them, how did they hear about us? And if it's from Mr. and Mrs. Stewart, then boom, you can say thank you to those people.
No kidding.
Yeah, no.
And it's free?
And it's free.
Wow.
Again, you don't have to give them a $100 gift card just to say thank you. They're going to appreciate it.
I jest, but so many people don't say thank you. And it's deflating, especially if you're the hospitable type of person like I think we all are, and you do a lot of things for a lot of people. Listen, I don't need the thank you, but boy, do I appreciate it. And boy, do I notice it when it's not there.
I definitely appreciate it. But I don't think it's deflating, not in my world, because there's two truths. I don't think people will like me, and I don't think people are going to say thank you.
Well, you're a lawyer.
I don't expect either one of those things.
You've tempered your expectations way down.
When you have no expectations, like
no, life is amazing. Trust me. I mean, like that's why I always have a smile on my face, because like life is it's so awesome.
Yeah, I guess I have maybe a similar thought process. Like if somebody doesn't thank me, like I'm not like, oh my God, I can't believe, you know what I mean? But when they do, man, it means something.
Oh, it totally does. I mean, because I grew up in, the mindset in the household is like, lack of criticism is praise enough. Like, like you're
I love that. The hard knocks.
Yeah. So you're not like, you shouldn't be seeking out the thank you. You should be seeking out the thank you to give.
Right. Yeah. No question. No, this is some great stuff. And like we started, the grassroots of this is really cool. You know what I mean? Because you can get caught up in a lot of dollars spent and marketing and all these other things. But this like block and tackle grassroots of some of these bullet points, that'll be in the show notes. I think this is stuff you got to go back and revisit.
No. And you need to systemize it by putting it into your routine. But this isn't going to be something where you're going to get a list of 50,000 people and try to, send out a direct mailer or, ping their IP address or, make sure you come up in their Facebook feed. This is something very personal and intimate that you need to connect with people and build relationships. And that's, in my mind, that separates Subway from your local independent.
Yeah, take the automation out, right? We talked about this on LinkedIn the other day when people send the canned up messages that are very clearly canned up and they don't have a name. That it's so impersonal, but the intention was to be personal. The intention was to break that bond, and you did quite the opposite when you automate it. It comes off like insensitive and weak.
I got an email recently that it's copy and pasted when they actually put the wrong name in.
Oh yeah, no, that's
and it was one of those like Mr. Stewart. And I'm like, ugh. And again, some of those things like you want to try to be quick, but you got to be thorough too. I mean that'll like you said, that'll have a quick negative reaction to somebody.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Your rant, Dave, on episode 22 about LinkedIn, unsolicited LinkedIn, solicitations. I don't think it's.
I backed off on that. I mean, I could really go off.
You might have to do that. You might have to do that. Oh my God, it was so good.
Can we do Restauratopia uncensored with Dave?
Oh my God, we'd get banned. We'd be like the Howard Stern of 2020.
I'm okay with that.
All right, anything else?
Brian, this is an amazing show. I think these things so often it seems so obvious, but we don't practice them quite enough. So all you out there, thank you so much for tuning in. We hope to see you next time. You can catch all the show notes on the website, and until then, be well.
This is a high quality pod. Thank you, everybody.
Take care. Adios.
Thank you for listening to Restaurantopia. The gratitude that we have for each and every one of you spending your precious time to listen to this podcast is immeasurable. Please make sure to tell a friend about this podcast. And also, if you have any feedback for us, visit us on restaurantopia.com and drop us a line. You can also subscribe on your favorite place to listen to podcasts. Thank you and have a great day.
Had another energy drink.
That's what you need.
Oh, I like that. That's a good accent. Damn, it's good.
What is the website though?
Restaurantopia.com.
.com.